Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I wanted to put out a video giving you guys a guide as well as telling you about the launch times for Warlords of New York coming this Tuesday, March 3rd. The devs just put out an infographic today detailing everything about the launch of the expansion, so let's get into that first, and then afterwards I'll let you know everything you need to do prior to Tuesday if you want to be fully prepared. So let's get into it. So, the Division's Twitter account put up a link to an article accompanied by a picture showing the release schedule for Warlords across the globe. I'll leave a link to that article, which goes over the launch times as well as some of the preload information in the description below, and here's a picture on screen now. I'm not going to read off every time zone's release. You can pause the video and check out whichever category applies to you, but in essence, these all follow the same timeline, so let's go over that. On Monday the 2nd, around midnight, the servers are going to go down for a roughly 3-hour maintenance to upload the Warlords content into the game. Shortly after this maintenance begins, you can download the patch, which has a varying size depending on your platform. For Xbox, it's going to be up to 60 gigabytes. For PS4, 14 to 16 gigabytes, and for PC, 42 gigabytes. I'm not too sure why it varies that much depending on the platform, but that's just how it is. So then, after the maintenance is complete and your patch is done installing, the update won't actually be live yet. It will still be TU7 Episode 3, but now as soon as the devs are ready to flick the switch for Warlords going live, your game will already have the necessary files installed. So then they go into when said switch will be flipped and the content will go live, and it's actually quite different for consoles versus PC, which I think is odd, but let's get into it. If you're on PC, then you can start playing Warlords immediately after the maintenance ends on the morning of Monday the 2nd. However, if you're on console, then you will not be able to play until midnight on March the 3rd, 12 or more hours later. My guess would be that they are doing this not to overload the servers all at once. However, I am a bit disheartened that PC players will be able to play all day Monday, while the console players will be left behind. It is what it is, and it's not that big of a deal, but it still sucks nonetheless. So that's the gist for the launch schedule of Warlords. Like I said, that article that I just read off will be in the description, so you can go check it all out for yourself and look at the picture in more detail if needed. But now let's get into what you can do right now to prepare for this big expansion coming on Tuesday. There's not a whole lot since the level cap is being raised and all of our gear is going to be outdated, but there are a few key things you can do which will give you a boost in the new content. The first of which are credits and materials. One of the only things not being reinvented or changed with this update is the currency system. So for things like recalibration, buying gear from vendors, and crafting, you will still need all of the same credits and materials that you currently need in the game. So, going out and farming as close to the max capacity for each of those as you can will undoubtedly help you when the update comes out. So you're not stuck going out to farm materials. When you run out, you'll just have a surplus at your disposal. Now, there are two ways that this can be made easier than having to go out and farm them for yourself right now. The first of which comes in the form of the brand new level 30 boost that is included with your purchase of Warlords of New York. Right now, if you pre-order the expansion, you get a free boost to use on any character lower than level 30 World Tier 5. And when you use said boost, your character automatically gets half of the max capacity in electronics and polycarbonate, which are the two most vital resources. And from here, you can purchase the Share Materials Across Account perk from Anaya at the crafting station. If you buy this on both your main character and this new boosted character, then the materials will automatically be shared, and your material capacity on your main will go up 750 from whatever it currently is at. This can be a super beneficial way to get your materials up if you're in a last-minute crunch before the expansion launches, so I definitely recommend you taking advantage of this and getting those materials maxed out. The second method applies to both materials and credits, and that comes in the form of clearing your stash. What I plan to do on Monday, the night before the expansion launches, is go through and sell everything I own. I'll keep one PvE build equipped to me just to go through the beginning content in the new campaign, but other than that, there's really no reason to keep your old gear. The one exception to this, of course, is if you don't plan on buying the expansion, in which case all of your old gear will be converted to the new Gear 2.0 system, and you can begin storing your stats in the level 30 version of the stat bank. But I assume if you're watching this video, you're planning on getting Warlords, so I would recommend following in suit to what I'm doing. You'll probably get upwards of 100,000 credits if your stash is pretty full like mine is, and that's definitely a big boost to allow you some freedom while leveling and making new builds in this update. The only thing that I believe you should not sell are your old exotics. The devs have stated that at launch of Warlords, you will not be able to upgrade your exotics to level 40, which I think is a big letdown. However, they did say later on you will be able to upgrade them using exotic materials. So, even though the Year 1 exotics will drop in the game at the level 40 version, I think it's still worthwhile to keep your old ones in case there are a few that you can't seem to find. Then when the devs eventually add this upgrade option, you'll be able to do so. And that's really it as far as a guide goes for Warlords. There's not a whole lot to prepare for, which I'm not complaining about. It's going to be pretty satisfying to sell all of our gear and just be able to start fresh with a brand new system that should be so much better than what we've had for the last year. I'm excited, but what about you guys? Let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about Warlords now that we're only a few days away, and of course leave any questions about the launch schedule or the guide that I have put forth. Like I said previously, the link to that article that goes more in depth than I did on the launch timeline will be in the description, so that's where you will find that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. And until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.